Well, finally, it only took me 45 minutes. Sad, but that's a first go, so not too bad. And I'm, of course, talking about my new tent. Took me a while to save up for it, and it took me even longer to find it. Very particular about color, and very particular about a certain style of tent. I didn't want something that was all mesh. That's a great thing about this. It's the MSR Nook. Is that we've got a half and half. So it's mostly the upper half is mesh, with about an even amount of the bottom being the cell nylon or taffeta or whatever you want to call it. I opted for the optional gear nook, it's called. That was one of the things I was looking for. Whether it was, something integrated or something you had to add on, it didn't really matter to me at all. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. It's very lightweight. It wasn't so much of a difficulty in setting it up as the fine tuning. Just adjusting everything so it's square, and it's a very taut rain fly. Obviously, for purposes of withstanding winds, I guess it needs to be, but definitely taut. That is the word, taut. So, it was like, seriously, you keep pulling and you're just afraid something's going to tear or rip. My first experience with anything other than, like a big family Coleman tent or Woods tent or something. So, very, very happy with it. Like I said, particularly about a few things, the mesh and the body of the tent. I wanted a nice even balance there. I didn't like the ones that had the mesh all the way around the bottom. We have a lot of smaller animals, skunks, marten, that type of thing. And the last thing I wanted was one of them coming up and sniffing and be able to get a nice little view there with nothing more than a bit of mesh between them and myself. So I wanted something that actually had a tub to it, which this does. So I'm very happy about that. That being the other thing for rain, I wanted something with a tub, bottom or floor to it. So I have to pick up the footprint because I always like a little bit added protection underneath, but other than that, I'm very happy. So we'll take a look right now. Now, right in here, I don't know if it's because I don't have it adjusted, just tuned properly, but it's a little bit difficult from the outside, not the inside, which is odd, to get into this bad boy. I'll kick my boots off and get them out of the way. And take you in here in a very ungracious manner. So here's the gear nook I was talking about, which is a good size. It's probably a decent 3/4 the size of the tent as far as square footage. So very good size. I like it. Easy to zip up from the inside, like I said. Good mesh walls. It's got the vents that's, in my research, seem to be pretty standard for rain flies these days. Got some attachment points up here. 3, I guess you could get a gear loft in there. That's probably what that's for, although they could just be attachment points. Another one up over my head and one by the door. It's got 2 little mesh pockets on either side of the door. Like I said, everything is so taut. I don't know if I've just done something wrong. I tried loosening it and adjusting it. Doesn't seem to make a difference. Definitely a little bit of slack towards the end of the tent. So I'll have to fine tune that. That's pretty obvious. I've got a little bit of play in it. But at the same time, you know what? It's just another option. And to be honest with you, that doesn't bother me at all. Not at all. I've got enough room in here. So, if I put my feet all the way down, and I'm sliding around on this stuff like it's grease paper, I'll show you how much headroom I have. So, this is me with my feet all the way to the bottom. And then this is the headroom I have left. So, I don't know, probably just about 12 inches there. So I knew I could shift over to the side the way it flares out with my mat and my bag, and I might have some room up here for my pack, but there wasn't a lot of room. And I should mention that this is the 2P Nook. It's the two-person, which by the way is discontinued. So if you like this, I apologize. You're gonna have to find somebody who still has you know, last year's stock and stock from previous years. But that was one of the options, one of the reasons why I got the optional gear shed, or wanted a tent that had the gear shed or that kind of vestibule size vestibule, because I want to have lots of room for my pack, and I don't want to have to be sharing a tent with it. So that was a good option. The normal vestibule that comes with this tent is nice. It's not a bad size. I just wanted to have extra. That's about all. So that's what I got. And if you look here, the area, that triangular area with the ripstop, that's about the size of the vestibule area that sits in front of the tent, and it comes to a point right there. It's about that size there. So definitely enough to fit a pack on, shoes, you know, chuck your coat over top, that type of thing. What I really enjoy about this is it's got the built-in bottom, so even if it's raining, I can sit up on that end, or I can keep my gear up on that end and sit in the tent and use the center space for cooking, for whatever. But I like that that option over there. And certainly if I've got a footprint and some kind of throw tarp, which I actually have my tent on right now. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. That little blue guy there, that's just one of those little $9 Walmart ground tarps. So what I planned on doing was sticking it underneath all of this end here, covering this grass, and underneath even that end of the gear shed. And then I'll have a footprint under the tent, and then I should have, you know, I won't be sitting on water. So you could easily stick somebody on this end as an optional guest room, if you will, which I like. So I'll take you outside and give you a quick tour of the outside. All right, so this is it. Let me just zip this back up. Bear with me. So this is it here. And like I said, color was a factor for me. So you've got that slate, gray, brown, whatever bottom with the white. That was a neutral blend for me. And then a huge fan of green, so having the green rainfly and the green Nook is just perfect. Very hard to find the color I wanted in the size I wanted with the options I wanted. Back up a bit, I guess, eh? And there's part of that Wally World tarp I mentioned. So very pleased with it. Got some extra tie-up points here. I want to batten it down even more. And this bottom one, you can get a bit more of a breeze underneath. Little vents with these little bars here, fabric with maybe cardboard in the center. Stiff enough, and then the Velcro sticks to the Velcro. Sorry, keeping frame guys on the outside. So she works well. Yeah, so sleek anyway. Got it, what's today? Today's Thursday. I got it Tuesday. Tried setting it up. Massive windstorm. Same as the following day. And I also learned that there's quite a substantial amount of rock under my soil. So I tried setting it up in various parts in my property. This was a good one, soft ground. But there she is anyway. MSR Nook 2P. And the gear shed goes in underneath the fly. So you got good coverage here. The fly will just roll back and tuck in. And with all the slopes now, I don't see an issue with rain. We'll find out when it rains how it does. But happy with it. Like it, love it so far. We'll see how she does. That's the MSR Nook 2. Hope you guys enjoyed my fast and dirty peek at this tent. All right, take care, be well.